The Cemetery Murders. A Raven Darkblade Mystery. Chapter 1. Till Death Do Us Part, plus 3 to 5 business days. The morning sun rose over Eternal Rest Cemetery like a cheerful friend at a funeral, well-meaning but completely inappropriate. Detective Raven Darkblade stood among the mourners, currently 5 feet 9 inches, with funeral confusion, wearing his only black suit, which was actually navy blue but looked black if you squinted. "I still don't understand why I'm here," Raven whispered to Officer Jenny Shoutsloud, who somehow managed to shout, even when whispering. "Cultural enrichment," Jenny whisper-shouted. "You need to experience all aspects of life." "But this is death," Raven pointed out. "Death is part of life." "That seems contradictory." The funeral was for Harold and Mildred Deadman, which Raven thought was an unfortunately appropriate name for the circumstances. They stood before 2 mahogany coffins that probably cost more than his car, listening to Reverend Paul Bearer deliver a eulogy about eternal love. "Harold passed Monday from natural causes," the Reverend intoned, "and Mildred, unable to bear life without him, joined him Thursday. Today, we unite them in eternal rest." "That's so romantic," someone sobbed. "4th couple this month," someone else mentioned. "The Lovemores, the Eternals, the Togethers, and now the Deadmans." Raven was distracted by a beetle crawling across a tombstone. It seemed very determined. He wondered where it was going with such purpose. Did beetles have meetings? Beetle appointments? "Remarkable how they always seem to go within days of each other," Jenny was saying. "Who?" Raven asked, losing track of the beetle. "The elderly couples. Haven't you noticed? It's been in the paper. Love beyond death. Crimson City's couples choose eternity together." "Oh." Raven hadn't noticed. He rarely read the paper beyond the comics section. The coffins began their descent into a notably wide grave. A large man in dirty overalls operated the lowering mechanism with practiced ease. His name tag read, "Digger O'Graves, Senior Ground Penetration Specialist." "Beautiful ceremony," an elderly woman said to her husband. "When my time comes, I hope you won't wait long to join me." "Eleanor, don't talk like that," her husband George replied. "We've got years left." Eleanor Grimestone clutched her chest suddenly. "Oh, I don't feel—" She collapsed. People screamed. Someone called 911, but Raven could tell from his extensive experience with dead bodies that Mrs. Grimestone was gone. "Natural causes," Dr. Stephanie Stethoscope announced after a brief examination. Her heart just gave out. "Eleanor." George Grimestone fell to his knees beside his wife. "No, no, no." "I'm so sorry," the Reverend said. "To lose someone at a funeral. It's—" "Ironic," Raven supplied helpfully. Everyone glared at him. "I mean tragic. Very tragic. Not ironic at all." In the chaos that followed, Raven found himself standing next to the gravedigger, who was putting away his equipment with methodical movements. "Terrible thing," Raven said, making conversation. "Part of life," Digger replied without looking up. "Been doing this job 30 years. You see patterns." "What kind of patterns?" Raven asked, genuinely curious. "Oh, you know, seasons. More in winter, fewer in summer. Mondays are busy, Fridays too." He hefted his shovel. Except lately. Lately it's been, he trailed off. Been what? Different. That's all. Digger cracked his back with an audible pop. Excuse me. Need to prepare for tomorrow. Another funeral? Always another funeral. Digger walked away, leaving Raven standing among the headstones. Jenny appeared at his elbow. Poor George. Married 53 years. I don't know how he'll manage without Eleanor. He seems healthy, Raven observed, watching the elderly man being comforted by family. Physically, maybe, but losing your soulmate? That's the kind of thing that breaks you. They left the cemetery under cloudy skies that had rolled in during the service. Raven kept thinking about beetles and their mysterious purposes. He'd forgotten to see where it went. That evening, Raven sat in his apartment, height 5 feet 10 inches in repose, watching the news. The anchor was doing a human interest piece about Crimson City's loving couples who can't bear to be apart, even in death. Statistics show an unusual number of elderly couples passing within days of each other, the anchor said. Doctors attribute it to broken heart syndrome, a real medical condition where grief can cause heart failure. The segment showed photos of couples. The Lovemores died 2 days apart. The Eternals, 4 days. The Togethers, 3 days. And now the Deadmans, 3 days. That's sweet, Raven said to his TV. Love is powerful. His phone buzzed. A text from Corvus Lightknife. Attending Grimestone funeral Thursday? How do you know there'll be a funeral Thursday? Raven texted back. Statistics. Elderly spouse mortality rates post-bereavement. I'm consulting on funeral pre-planning now. That seems morbid. It's practical. Death is inevitable. Planning is optional. Raven put down his phone and returned to watching TV. A commercial came on for Eternal Rest Cemetery. Togetherness packages now available, it announced, because love is forever. He changed the channel to a cooking show, much less depressing. The chef was making soup. Raven liked soup. It was uncomplicated, just things in liquid. No mysterious patterns or broken hearts or conveniently timed deaths. But somewhere in the back of his mind, a tiny thought wiggled like that determined beetle. 4 couples in a month, all dying within days of each other. Probably just coincidence, he told himself, his height settling at 5 feet 9 inches, with dismissal. Love is powerful. Grief is real. Nothing suspicious about it. He was wrong, of course. But he wouldn't know that for 3 to 5 business days. To be continued, punctually. Author's note: this chapter is dedicated to all the Beatles with mysterious purposes and urgent appointments. Also to couples who have the consideration to grieve at a normal, non-suspicious pace. Any resemblance to actual cemetery efficiency initiatives is purely coincidental. Please do not pre-plan your spouse's funeral based on statistical models.